Hi again, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a chocolate and strawberry cold process soap. I've got a couple of names that I'm playing around with it, but I haven't actually finalised the name. So for the moment it's just going to be called chocolate strawberry. And what I've got here are my melted oils. I've got my pre-made lye water solution. Everything has been brought to the correct temperature. So what I'm going to do is combine my lye water with my oils and stick blend them until emulsion. Okay, now that has been emulsified through, I've got 3 different colours that I'll be working with today. There's my first portion. That's a small amount that I'll be colouring red. And then that will be my other accent colour. So the largest portion of my accent colour will be white. So this is titanium dioxide mixed with oil. And instead of pre-mixing it, I am just going to put this straight into the oils. So this is really red mica from Nurture Soap. I'm slightly obsessed with this. And also quite terrified because I'm running out. And it's such a good colour. Okay, so there's my colour there, and then this part of the batter is going to be coloured with cocoa powder. So this is actual cocoa powder. Fair trade cocoa powder that has been mixed with some oil. So I'm going to pour that into my batter until we get a nice sort of medium brown shade. And the reason I'm doing this is even though the fragrance oils will discolour, sometimes they discolour unevenly. So I like to make sure that my base colour is already sort of in that colour family, so at least it'll look really even once it's cured. Titch more. Oh, that's so good. It looks like chocolate sauce. Yummo. Okay, I'll put this to the side for now. Clean up my mess. And the red I am going to have to stick blend through because there's no way I can mix that well by hand. Faboo, faboo. Okay, it's kind of pinky, but maybe it's just the ring light that's blowing it out. It looks slightly pinky to me, but looking at the monitor, it looks pretty nice and red. So time shall tell. Now it's time to add in my fragrance. And once again, I'm using fragrances from Eroma. So it will be interesting to see how these go. We've got fudge brownie and I'm mixing in some strawberry. I always like to hand stir in my fragrances, especially if you're using oils where acceleration is, you know, they haven't told you what the performance is expected to be like. This looks and smells like a batter for a self-saucing pudding. Yum! So since everything's nice and fluid, I think instead of doing a drop swirl like I was intending, I might actually do an in the pot swirl. And then I've got a coat hanger tool here, which I thought it might be interesting if instead of going lengthways with the bar, if we were to mix it up this way and see what kind of effect we get. It's at a really nice consistency now. I'm excited. Okay, so I'm going to do mostly red in the base. Save a little bit for the top. Because I want to leave plenty of white for the top part, because I have got some beautiful strawberries made from melt and pour soap, and I want to get the white batter to a thick enough consistency so that it's all fluffy and lovely on top, and then I'm going to put in the strawberries. So I want to have as much white close to the top as I can so there's a contrast between them. You may not see it so much if it's in amongst all of the you know, brown portion of the batter. So I'm going to scrape out this container completely because I don't need this particular colour anymore. I need a better spatula. I am going to pinch you. There we go. So those fragrances behaved super, super well. I wasn't expecting to have such an easy time with them, honestly, but yeah, I was able to work with them for long enough before it thickened up on me. It'll mostly be hidden, but I get a kick out of knowing that it's there. Alright. So I'm going to set this off to the side and we're going to work on getting the white to the right consistency. So you can see at this point that it's still quite fluid. So it's kind of funny that I would want to do a soap that's like chocolate covered strawberries theme, because I don't actually really like chocolate covered strawberries, but I love how they look. So that's my thinking there. It looks nice, why not? That's the sound of a dove. A dove that really, really is feeling the Valentine's Day vibes. Where I'm working, there's a garage underneath me, and there's some brick pillars, and doves like to build their nests on top of them. So throughout the day, I quite often get to hear the sound of doves frantically trying to hook up. How are you going, friend? Scudja, scudja, scudja. Oh, yep, thickening up nicely. That's good. Passes the jiggle test. There's a meme going around at the moment, and it's something like, you know, I work for myself, so if you hear me talking to myself, I'm just having a staff meeting or a team meeting or something like that. And that is so true. I spend the entire day either not talking or talking to myself when I'm here at home working, you know, working from home. I don't really get to see a lot of other adults, you know, it's mostly online that I have my interactions with people. So yeah, I totally get that. And I talk to my soap, which I'm not sure if that's actually unusual. I'm pretty sure a lot of soap makers do that, it just maybe doesn't make it onto film. In the end, I had to give it another blitz with the stick blender because it was just taking too long for my liking. And while I was doing that, I realized I have made a couple of little mistakes. So now that I've textured that top so nicely, I don't really want to drag a hanger through it, do I? So I might have to save that for next time. And it never occurred to me to check the width of these strawberries. They are slightly over my usual bar width. And then, so I thought, okay, I'll just chop some off it and trim it down. But when you do that, it ends up so thin that it's a little bit hard to tell that it's a strawberry. So I think I'm actually just going to have slightly bigger bars that I might even need to trim down, or I might just have bigger bars. But yeah, there's a little tip for you. Don't do a me. Actually make sure that you measure your embeds against your bar size, because adoy. And I thought I would try this spoon. I think it came with coffee or something like that, and we've never used it, but I just sort of set it aside in the soap room because it's a nice dolloping sort of size. Let's see, maybe we can give it a nice dollop. Give it a little spritzeroo first, just in case we have any soda ash issues. Okay, dollop. Come on, play nice. Oh, it's too far over. Bummer. Okay, I might just do random dollops. Like I was saying in another video, soap making teaches you flexibility, because there is no point crying over a soap that doesn't look like you imagined it in your head. because good things can come out of mistakes. Like, I made a soap the other day and I didn't actually film it, but I had such a strong theme in mind and the colours just morphed a bit, and yeah, I was really unhappy with how it ended up looking because it wasn't what I had in mind, it wasn't what I planned. But I was able to sort of texture the top and put some nice colour on it and all that sort of stuff. And by the time I actually cut it open and everything, I'm like, oh, this is a beautiful soap. Like, it's probably colours that I would not have chosen, you know, if it hadn't have been a bit of a mistake. So yeah, good things can come out of what appears to be disappointment. I love messing about with soap when it's this texture. It's so nice to work with. It's like buttercream frosting. I place my strawberries now, and fingers crossed this actually looks okay in the end. Oh boy, I should have got those tweezers I was thinking of. I wonder if I took my gloves off. No, I better not do that. I'll touch the peaks. Ooh, twisty. Slippery sucker. In case you're wondering what I'm spraying on here, this is isopropyl alcohol. This is a cosmetic grade isopropyl alcohol. People often just call it rubbing alcohol, but yeah, isopropyl alcohol, and it is used primarily with melt and pour soap because it helps to break the surface tension so that different embeds can adhere to themselves, like if you're pouring different layers. It also helps to pop bubbles, which can be a little bit unsightly. They don't affect the performance of the soap or anything like that. It's just purely cosmetic. But when you're purchasing something entirely for the look, you really want it to look as nice as possible, right? So that's where the isopropyl alcohol comes in. And soap makers often use it to spray over their finished soaps to help combat soda ash, which is a mysterious type of, I guess, yeah, it looks like ash that you can get on top of your soap, and it's from it's usually like minerals in your water that you know, react with the air during the saponification process while the soap is setting. And yeah, once again, it doesn't actually cause any issues, but it is kind of annoying if you get it in little cracks and crevices because you can't get rid of it, and you can just sort of see that it's there. It's more a problem for soap makers than the general public. Most people wouldn't even notice, but we're a finicky bunch. And then here I've got some melted melt and pour soap and I'm going to colour that brown so it's like a chocolate sauce on top, you know. Here we go. All right, let's change our angles, make sure it looks all right from this side. Wonderful. And now it's time for a glamour shot. And I am back today to unmold the heavenly, the decadent, the luscious chocolate strawberry soap that I made yesterday. Oh my god. Who else needs to go to a dessert bar right now? Like now. As in, like, pause the video, go and find a dessert bar and eat something yummy that looks like this. Fingers crossed we don't hit any. Oh, that's going to be so close. Whee! Can I get it out? No! I'm going to have to pull it up to get it out. First bar. Yum! Yep, that's never going to line up in a million years. I am going to have to take away my bar measurement. So I can already tell that some of these bars are going to be extra large bars, or they're going to be a regular size bar. So that's fun, you get to choose what you want. A giant hulking one, or that is a giant hulking one. Look how wide it is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yum, look at the strawberry. Oh, so good. Weird working backwards. I keep on forgetting what I'm doing. More of that drops well goodness. A lovely amount of red in this one. Almost looks like a face. So what's really interesting is that I was able to unmold this soap and cut it in my usual time frames, whereas the coffee one that I made in a previous video, I had to wait another full day until I was able to unmold it. So my first thought that that fragrance oil did keep the soap sort of wetter for longer was definitely accurate. It most definitely kept the soap a lot more moist for a longer period of time. So, you know, that's not a bad thing. It just means that you've got a bit more flexibility with cutting up your bars, which is sometimes very important. Almost there. Great. So we've got a couple of ginormous ones. We've got a couple of, you know, regular size bars. So you'll get to choose which one you like most. Which size, I should say. You can't pick an individual soap. I don't have that level of personalization available on my website. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me make and cut this soap as much as I enjoyed actually doing it. I do ship internationally, so if you're watching from somewhere other than Australia, please do check out my website. And until my next video, I hope you have a latherly day.